Welcome back, everybody, to the Gears Pro League. The second to last day. Tomorrow's the last day, but man, you can definitely tell the teams are in good shape heading into the spring major. We just seen an incredible series between Team Queso. Pittsburgh Knights went to map 3, round 9. PK getting the victory as everybody expected, but I know everybody is impressed with Team Queso, but now we have an important matchup. You just seen the relegation video that's myself, Colin, Blaze broke it down for you. This is an important one for Oxygen. They win this series, we will be seeing Noble in relegation. So this is an important one, not only for Noble, but also for Oxygen to avoid relegation themselves. But they got VQ, Blaze. How do you think the series is going to go?
Man, you know what? They got VQ, but this Vanquish roster has been looking really good lately. Now, Oxygen, they're one of the hottest new teams that we actually have here coming into the esport. Abolics showing that he can outplace his former squad, making it back to the Pro League. So I know he feels good about that one. And he does not want to get relegated. This Oxygen team, formerly of Mars, have been building off chemistry since the Challenger Series. They have a great coach, a great foundation. And I would like to see them overcome relegation and stay together for a little bit longer, because you saw our series with Team Queso. They stuck together for 2 splits, and look at the type of games in which they're putting up. But I don't know if Oxygen beats VQ here. We got to find out. VQ has a new look, but it doesn't mean that they're weaker.
That's 100%. Bronny is just playing out of his mind. And on the other end, we do have Acells, who's been instrumental in the success, or at least the performance from the boys of VQ. 2.0 KDA, not too bad at all. 13th place, but he definitely increases at the plus or minus 34. Currently first place in the percentage of team kills. He carries his weight. Great Slayer, 35.26%. of the team kills. That's an incredible stat line. When you think about the dominant Slayers on VQ, Acells to be the #1 out of all of Pro League, you got to take him seriously, Blaze.
You do. And what that tells me is that people play around him. He sets the pace. He makes the play. Okay, he's a part of every single engagement. When he is there, he knows what's going to happen next, and he influences that. So Acells is a guy who's going to have a big impact no matter who he plays against, no matter what map he's on. And you got to watch out for him. He's top 5 when it comes down to kills for a damn reason. I mean, even not say top 5. I'm cutting him. I'm giving him too much. What's the word?
Too much
he's
slack.
Top 2. Yeah,
top
I'm giving him too much slack. He's top 2 when it comes down
top
to kills.
2.
Okay. And let's put it there.
Fair enough. Well, at least #1 when it comes to the percentage of team eliminations. And very well said, Blaze. The team plays around him. What maps are we rolling with, though? Let's go ahead and take a quick peek. Harbor, Training Grounds, and Foundation. I like Harbor for Oxygen. I do. It's one that they consistently try to be good on. They've been improving. Now, the thing about Harbor for Oxygen, Blaze, when I've had a chance to watch them, they start off really hot. I've seen them take 3-0 dominant leads, only to blow it and never win around again. They just, the other team wins 5 in a row and the map is over with. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if something gets in their head at that 3rd round mark, but Oxygen, this close to the spring major, plus you got Jip also, guiding his troops. I expect that 3rd round curse to not play a factor tonight. But VQ, no slouches on that map either. Training Grounds for VQ, I expect that to go very well for them. Oxygen is a well-rounded team on Training Grounds themselves, but I think VQ has the added edge there. But Foundation, how do we think that one's going to play?
You know what? When it comes down to Foundation, I actually like Oxygen's odds on Foundations. Hell, when it comes down to all 3 maps, that's the one I like their odds on the most. When it comes down to Harbor, when it comes down to Training Grounds, I'm leaning heavily over towards the side of VQ. And we can just use this to transition towards my prediction right now. Because when it comes down to VQ versus Oxygen, I definitely think Vanquish is going to come out victorious in this series against them. They have been getting better with Bronny. I like Harbor and Training Grounds being the first 2 in this cycle. I think we're going to see some long-range weapons being placed down. We're going to see some close-range team fights, some 3v3 engagements. And if these team fights go in the way of VQ early on, I know that they're going to be getting some quick trip cap dominations on these maps. So I got to go with them.
Not a bad assessment, and I think a very fair pick. If anybody's been paying attention to what you've been saying, Blaze, about your top picks for North America, they should know you're supporting VQ. You take them very seriously. You think they're going to have a huge impact during the spring major, and I have to agree with you. I really do. And in this case, I do agree with you. VQ is going to be my pick currently, or at least as for this series. Oxygen, I like their team. I really do. Like the fact that I've been watching them for quite some time since they were Mars. I love Zoom. I think Zoom is a Swiss Army knife. He plays incredibly well. But the biggest thing about Oxygen, despite them dominating the Challenger Series, the Pro League qualifiers, what have you, when they entered into the Pro League, it was a bigger adjustment than I think they were expecting. You can get away during the Pro League qualifiers in the Challenger Series by playing one-dimensional, just being slay heavy, being that aggressive team. In Pro League, you got to have a big bag of tricks. That's something Jippery McLeod, I'm sure, has been helping his troops with. But I need to see more from them. I really do. So I'm going with VQ. Chad, who are you going with? Are you supporting the underdog of Oxygen? Or are you going with Vanquish? Where do you guys sit? VQ. So fair enough. We've been right across the board. We've all been uniform in our picks. But let's not forget last series. Team Queso.
We've had map threes all night.
And we've had map threes all night, and we've almost had upsets. Elevate could have upset Fire and Ice earlier. Team Queso was one round away from upsetting Pittsburgh Knights. Oxygen, they could upset VQ. It's just the way it works. We're this close to the spring major. Everybody is at their peak condition.
Yeah, everybody is at their peak condition. This is where they're giving it their all. The last 2 days of Pro League before the major, this is where you get the last bit of good practice where your own camera, we get to cast you, the fans get to watch. These are big matches for these guys because everything that they've done in Scrim is to show us here on stream and to come out victorious in these matches. But here we go. Map number 1, Oxygen versus Vanquish.
Let's get it going. Obviously, that big fight taking place. It looks like VQ, though, not as aggressive as you would think they would be. Now, that's kind of curious.
No, vice versa.
Okay, excuse me. So, Oxygen, what's the game plan in this spot?
VQ was aggressive with their right hand on winch. Oxygen just avoided the fight, and they sent majority of their numbers top stern. VQ defended against that, so they had to disengage. That's where Bronny is. He's covering the ramp. If Bronny does not cover that ramp, and you have players on your home hill shooting you in your back. So VQ was forced to back up to play towards Oxygen. In the end, Oxygen gets a few of these first initial kills, but VQ, actually, Oxygen doesn't get anything. VQ gets a double. It looked like they were going to collapse and pick up a multiple kills, but instead, VQ will find a 3-piece, and they got map control.
They definitely do have map control, so VQ is going to be feeling very comfortable. The initial is finally done, and Oxygen has to find a way to retake. It's not going to be easy. VQ has always prided themselves on being a slay-heavy team, but they're multifaceted. They can do a little bit of everything, but you can tell with morality dropping, and Rocky needed that. That is a great elimination because that stops VQ in their tracks. I'm not going to lie, in that moment of Acells, when he pushes up and he takes down morality, if he takes down Rocky, you already know Bronny, Precision, they're following suit. So Rocky has an opportunity to put the banners back into Oxygen hands. It's not going to be easy to win this 2v2, but the chances for them to take it are here.
Rocky playing against some of his former teammates here on the side of VQ. Looking to take control, top stern, gets one. But he's going to lose his life and his teammates are getting pinched, but they know they have to group together. Taking free shots from Hndles on the other end of the winch. You're going to be able to see the rotation come down low. Actually, Hndles is going to be on top of the B hill. Takes out Zoom. Now VQ feeling really comfortable, but because those kills came so far apart, they're not moving up. They're just holding what they got. They're going to wait for that next big battle if they don't win it off the hills they already have.
Yeah, I don't think Oxygen, they do have a chance, but they got to play flawlessly. The Lancer fire is not helping them out by any means. Precision is hitting just about every single shot. I like the pressure, though, from player 4, just keeping Oxygen at bay, if you will. Bronny, too, is now going to be joining him. Yeah, it's not going to happen. VQ is going to take round number 1 in a pretty controlled fashion. We had that standoff at the beginning, but once VQ took control, Oxygen never recovered.
Yeah, no, they definitely didn't. Oxygen, they played it great off the initial. A standard strategy when you don't want to go for that headbutt fight at winch. Play with your right hand on top stern. They got countered to start, but they end up pushing through the ramps. I saw them get it down, but downs in which they could not clean up. Didn't work out for him there. But when maybe an M-bar or a sniper goes up top, Abolics will probably pick that one up. He'll be able to get that for free if they probably run that same strategy once again, but that's foreseeing towards a few rounds ahead of time. Currently in round number 2, you just got Botox to work with, and we'll see if Oxygen avoids this fight or if they're just going to take it with their right hand. They're going to take it comfortably. VQ doesn't want to avoid it. This is what they wanted in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. So now Rocky's been playing very... Oh, my Acells. Did you see that dancing, that movement? My guy was dancing salsa on Oxygen.
Man, that last back A was so clean. Hell, actually, the second kill that he got was clean. Oh, for great. But threatening the trip cap domination. They got 2 players over there. And here comes the remaining members of VQ. It's going to be a pinch. Acells and Bronny will not run away from this. They know that they can win this. They know that they got help. And it's time to end this round and go up 2-0.
And that round, in my opinion, knowing VQ, even knowing Bronny, that's going to give them all the confidence in the world to keep pushing as hard as they are. Acells, I know, is on cloud 9. That movement from him was clean. Currently 4 and 5-2 devs. Hndles hasn't died yet. That's just a trend tonight. You know, we have seen so many times players be, totally flawless in the first 2 rounds. We haven't seen a player be flawless after 3 rounds. Now, Hndles could do it, but he's going to have to definitely be careful about it. Rocky says enough is enough. We're going to get a center power weapon placement. Up top, middle, which one is it going to be? I think they've kind of decided now it needs to be in middle. Fair enough for Rocky. Is it a long shot? Is it an M-bar? It's going to be one of them. You'd have to assume. I doubt it's going to be a torque bow. It's going to be the long shot. Change it up. Fair enough. It needed to happen. But who gets it?
I'm surprised they did it on this round because they would have right-hand advantage at the stern. But, knowing the coach of Oxygen Esports, Jeffrey McLeod, he probably has a few extra strategies based around his centerline power weapon position and feels like with a map being more spread out, his team would be more comfortable in their engagement. So definitely can see his influence there in that placement. 2v2 fight up top. Kill both 2 players going down. Acells steps up with confidence to take down Morality, and that makes it a 2-man advantage for VQ. They're going to move on over towards the home hill. Probably get some shots from afar. Yeah, nah, they just go for the flank instead. They says, hey, we need to flank and make sure we clean up these kills. So I like that. I like that rotation. They back up off the home hill because both those 2 players could have capped and sat there and fight the 2v2 fight coming off respawn. Right. But they took the high percentage play first.
And that's what you have to do. You have to be calculated. You can make flashy plays, but sometimes making the safe bet is just the way to go. And it's going to be another round for VQ. I talked about Oxygen. They can't break that 3-round mark, but now I'm hoping they do. But this wasn't the 3-round mark that I was talking about. I was talking about Oxygen usually leads 3-0 and then kind of, falls off from there. Zoom and Morality, 7 and 5 deaths respectively. No kills or assists to them.
None whatsoever. And I thought you were talking about Hndles going
did he die?
0. No, he didn't die. Still haven't died yet. So he's looking to not get any deaths whatsoever on this map, and it's definitely possible because he is going to be playing that 1v1 position. And as long as his teammates keep rocking out up top, winning those battles, he'll have easy engagements and all the help in the world to win his 1v1 down low at docks. We'll see what happens though.
All right, Acells has been playing so well. Oh, just misses that first shot. That's already doubles back, takes down Morality. Abolics he's like, I got to get out of here, man, but he can't go anywhere. He's going to be finished off. Rocky's been playing well for what it's worth, but he's getting pressured by 2 up front. He's also getting Lancer from the side. This might be another domination. Player 1's going to get pressured. He's going to need to stand his ground, but now he has help from the flank. Player 9 was the only one who needed to stay up. That was Zoom. He loses the engagement on Bravo, and yeah, it's pretty much all she wrote. You'd have to think, unless Oxygen Bronny picks up 2, Precision picks up another, Hndles picks up Abolics. That's going to be it.
Yeah, that's going to be all she wrote right here in this round. That's another perfect round for VQ. They make it 4 in a row on Harbor. And we're going to their map pick on Training Grounds next. They look good here. The way that they win these engagements and close in on these lanes, putting in damage, the spacing in which they get the kills, they feel comfortable with that, right? They know that it's okay if they keep pushing up on the map, taking power positions because help is there. players are going to get aggressive. They're going to clean up kills. They know when it's time to pull out the shotty, time to pull out the Lancer. And with composure, when it comes down to weapon selection there and having the right weapon out at the right time, that's honestly that's a difference in a lot of players' skill from them being an average player to a great player. Having the right weapon out at the right time is something that sounds so simple, but it's so hard for some players.
Forget who it was. I don't know if it's Challenger Series or Pro League, but it was on Foundation. Yeah, he's so 14-6, 3 deaths. He can do no wrong. Someone tried the challenge on Foundation with a Lancer up close, and he did hit that one shot. It's a Lancer, you know. You need to be up close with the Nasher. So
That's
looking like another
Hndles. Yeah,
it's gonna be. Is it? Yeah. No way he dies here. Man, that's disappointing for Oxygen. That was not a good look. Noble's happy though. Noble's very happy right now.
Yeah, they're happy looking at that map number 1. Like, yeah, we ain't got to worry about that one. Acells locks in another map MVP, and I honestly got to say, if you probably take all the map MVPs on a Pro League, he may have the most.
Well, I mean, our production staff pointed him out. They said, let's make a graphic for him. I think they made the right call. Acells was clean. He was clean in that movement plays.
Yeah, no, he really was, man. But that's what he does for this team. We saw that he was first place when it comes down to team engagement success.
Yes, he was.
He is the player who sets the pace on a map. He is the front spine. When he gets that first kill, people play up behind him. They say, okay, we're going to be as aggressive as our front spawn leader on the Acells, and he rarely loses those engagements. And we see VQ is so successful because of that. And I'm happy that he's getting the praise in which he deserves, because you go back, 2 seasons ago towards 5v5 Gears of War, it was all about precision. I think precision is still a hot topic, talking topic, still in the top 5 when it comes down to total kills in the league. His teammate above him, and precision, that's something that doesn't bother him, all right? Because when Gears 5 dropped, he was the breakout superstar. He was the rookie. And I think he did a fantastic job holding that pressure on his shoulders, being a nice face for the league. But in the end, he has a teammate that challenges him and who is equally as good. So that duo makes this Vanquish squad so damn deadly, and why you can never count him out. Hndles had a perfect map, playing his 1v1 positions flawlessly. And then Bronny is just trying to soak up as much information as he can and have the time of his life playing Gears of War, where he is there in the mix. He is fighting between precision and Acells. You can almost ask yourself, is there any way for him to fail coming from the teammates that he had before to the team he is on now?
Yeah.
Positions that he had to play. I know things feel a lot simpler for Bronny now.
I'm really happy for Bronny. I've always been a big supporter of him, even whenever he was playing on TPC. I always felt he was just a step above of whoever he was, kind of playing with, if that makes sense. And I think you're right. Playing with VQ, it does make his life a little bit easier. He's able to get loose and play his play style, and that makes him even stronger. In Challenger Series, there's certain players like Vino, Bronny, right, who are just incredible individuals. They just outclass, pretty much anyone that they're playing against. Bronny's being one of them, and he's a great representation of that, even making your top 4. And I think for good reason. And one thing about that map I want to point out, by the way, VQ took that seriously. And even at one point, you mentioned they were making the high percentage play instead of the flashy play. That's VQ playing to win, not to, anything else. The only thing in their mind is just to win. They don't care about stats, at least in my mind. They don't care about being the superstar. They play as a team. They play as a cohesive unit. And you know what? They are the champions of the last major, Blaze. So they are looking to make a two-peat. And if they can do it with Bronny, talk about incredible. By the way, I got to point this out, by the way, Blaze. 0 caps, 0 breaks, 0 kills, 0 assists, 8 deaths for Zoo. And then also for morality, he only got 1 kill and nothing else. Now, don't laugh. I'm just saying.
Did you have to point it out? I was just doubling back on it because the whole team got crapped on.
Well, I know, but I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting here debating: do I bring this up? Do I not bring this up? Normally when it's a big hot 5-0 like that, I try not to even put attention towards it. But we're this close to the spring major. You have to, in my opinion, you've got to bring this to light. Because you can't sweep it under the rug anymore. You don't have any more weeks. You're going into the spring major. And for Zoom and morality, I expect way more from them. I expect more from Oxygen in general. I like this team.
Now, I don't know who's playing the 1v1 spot, but he has to get a pass because Zoom gets a pass because if his team craps the bed up top, there's not much he can do.
Fair
okay,
enough.
Like it ain't much he could do. All right, Morality, he's up there in a team fight with Abolics and Rocky. Things don't work out for them. It's just I think it's a team L, and that's why that map went so fast. The team fight was lost.
Right.
Ultimately, everything came crumbling down. But thinking about how this new VQ squad is, the way they played that Harbor reminded me
of the old VQ.
Missplit Playoff Hive.
Oh, okay.
That's what it reminded me of. Like, just, you got your Slayers and Enzum, TJ, Acells, Precision. I felt like Noe and Bronny play similar positions, and Hndles has just as much composure as Solars in those 1v1 spots, right? And I just felt like in the last time I saw that Hive squad, I just felt like they had perfect formula. They had a dominating team. And I kind of felt that in that last map from VQ, and I just want to say that.
So Team Queso lost 5-0 on Training Grounds, and then they sent it to round 9, map number 3. Is it going to be the same thing with Oxygen? It could be. I mean, I got to say, they're doing a great job off the start. They are pushing hard through Overlook, but VQ giving them enough rope to potentially hang themselves as you're going to see 3 members drop. Where's Zoom? I know, so Zoom is going to be in the 1v spot. He actually backs off. He's now going to be playing to save this round alongside that of Abolics, but he has a literal wall of VQ members, and you got player 6 Precision who's calling all these numbers out.
Yeah.
Oh,
just leave them alone. They got fans and families, and I know.
I'm a fan.
I know this is like the first time you're playing them in a pro league, but you ain't gotta initiate them in week 5 like that. Wow.
I got
a round there from VQ.
Like I said,
you
VQ's playing serious.
Players. You called the wall of players coming at them. Imagine you're on the other internet and you see that. It's like, I have no lane. Who do I shoot first? I can't. They just play that tight and that composed and that quickly. That's just how VQ practices, and it shows in their gameplay. Hell, it's a few other teams out there in the league who practice just like that, and you see the mismatch in competition when they play against some of the lower tiers because they are decisive about what they do when that first objective is acquired, and they execute.
Here we go. See if this is going to be any better. VQ is going to challenge Overlook this time. Last time they didn't. They allowed Oxygen to push through, and Oxygen said, "What happened? Let's go for the OE," and then they were, finished off 1 by 1. Player 7 is also down low. Want to point him out because he could go on the flank. He's actually going to go on the flank. Hndles, let's get on board with him for a second just because of his positioning. He's going to challenge Rocky, and Rocky needs to hold his ground here because you also see the fight up top. It's going to go well for Oxygen, but if Hndles stays here, he is going to be free to pester and be annoying for the Oxygen boys. Unfortunately, he ends up falling, so great job for Oxygen to react there. They get the OE. Now they need to work on B.
Yeah, they got to work on B, but they're going to have to deal with Bronny there in that 1v1, and he wins it against Zoom. So his team is going to relax knowing that they have that heal, and they're going to have numbers on this side of the map. Morality can sense danger. He backs up. He's trying to get some help from his teammate. We'll see if they can shift over and focus on this choke point. They got a little bit of initial damage, but they're not focusing at the same time because they want to get that first down as that player comes through. Down was there, but the focus fire was not. So you see VQ, they managed to get up towards top Overlook. Beautiful back A for Morality. Now with a right-hand advantage, they're going to take charge, get a second down, and now they can win the 3v3 team fight by taking out Precision. How quickly can they move from point A to point B? 2 players are going to cap up the A hill. Player 4 rotates over to help Zoom in his fight.
Looks like it might be a 3v3 on B. Player 2 Morality is going to be coming from middle. Bronny fighting for his life. Rocky takes him down. Hndles though moves in, misses a couple shots, and does connect on one. Great job for Morality. That's going to be 2 players he takes down, and that was a great round for Oxygen. Very well done. That's a good answer back, and quite honestly, they needed that because before winning this round, they had lost 6 straight. That's their first. They had lost 6 straight. Not a good look. Good job from Oxygen. Maybe they have a chance here.
But even more importantly, how they won the round, okay? How they survived that initial, how they came back. They didn't play for too much. They was able to decap the home hill, won the second team fight, and they made good rotations to cap up the home hill and assist their teammate down low at the neutral to get it capped up on range. So good job to Oxygen, because at this point, as we're closer to the spring major, how you win rounds is really important.
All right, here we go. Another breakout attempt. VQ, they had a little funky kind of break. They sent player 7 on the flank. They're not going to do that this time. They're going to meet them head on 3v3. No shocks or instants to work with just yet, so it's just going to be mono-y-mono. Let's see who has the better gun skill, the better teamwork, the better wolf packing. Bit of a standstill. No worries. There's no reason to push up just yet. Both teams going to find the perfect opportunity, and they're going to do so. I like this Congo line from Oxygen, though. You want to talk about wolf packing? They're all in sync. They're even reloading at the same time.
Yeah, they really were. They're creeping up on the corner. We got a 3-stack in front of them from VQ. They're like, who makes the first move?
Here we go.
VQ springs out first. They shift right.
Oh, Abolics took the morality.
Forces Oxygen to make the team kill. Abolics is going to try to help his teammate out, but he's hunted down. This B hill is going to be capped up with ease. A will not get contested. And so this is looking like it's going to be a VQ round.
So sometimes that Congo line, when you're that close, it gets a little bit dangerous, as we just seen with that team kill. Morality's gone. Oh, Oxygen was coming off the respawn. Player 3, I think, could have got a touch there, but I don't know. He didn't even push in. 2-1. VQ answers back. That round, they, again, no funny business. They didn't hang back. They didn't send Hndles on the flank.
Nope.
They just good old-fashioned 3v3, and VQ made the first move.
And so, but VQ says, you know what? We're just going to, they made a decision. They says, hey, we're all 3 going to go left. We're going to take them out. It's going to work out. They played off that left-hand disadvantage, and they hit their shots. They had a better game plan. And it probably worked out better for them going that way than not playing off their right hand because of the team kills that came through. That was a battle that came down to just who was going to make the first move, because it's hard to play defensively when you get in focus with 3 shotguns, 3 L triggers from that close range.
So VQ's going to stick with the same strategy, 3v3. You're going to have Bronny in the 1v against Zoom on the other side. Shocks are going to be in the hands of both rosters. Abolics still looking to get a pick, but he's weak. He's very weak, and Acells going to angle him out, take him out. Morality can't do much either. He's gone. That's going to force Rocky back. The 1v1 on the neutral underway. Player 9 wins it. So at this point, it's about Oxygen holding down their own home hill, or else it's going to be another quick round. That's 4 out of the way, and well, that is going to be a quick round. 3-1 lead for the boys of VQ.
Ooh-wee. Yeah, Abolics, he doesn't make it here in time. He has a Lancer in his back. You know, that flash was a great effort, but, you know, it's just a meat shield that his teammates is going to have to fight through here towards the end. And VQ, they feel good here. You know, they lost the round before this one, but you see how quickly they spring back into action. And the way these engagements play out is similar kind of to Harbor, those big 3-1 engagements. You know, this time, instead of Stern and Winch, it's overlooking you.
All right. VQ would be happy for a power weapon, in my opinion. Well, outside of putting one at range and putting one in overlook, or at least down low. If it I don't think placing it up top is the right play. It's just not going to win. This is in my opinion, the most optimal place to change up the fight for Oxygen. They're going to place a long shot down low, and again, they place something on E. Not only are you almost giving a guaranteed power weapon and the neutral over to VQ, you're almost giving them such an advantage. But the long shot down low is fair enough. That does change up the fight enough for Oxygen. It's in a way an awkward fight, not as familiar. So who knows? It might change the pace. But who's that? Precision. No.
So it changes the pace a little bit, but it
just heated up Precision. That's all it did.
Yeah, because VQ knew that they were going to get this E hill, and they let Precision off his leash. He knew he had enough damage on a few of those players to get that double kill. And they're right where they want to be. They got the power weapon. They got 2 hills to their name, and this is where VQ has the discipline just to slow it down a bit.
Okay. Big overextension attempts. Precision, you got to connect. Bring it down to a 2v2. Make it a little bit more manageable. Oh, that's a nice body shot. Bronny's going to go into the attack. Acells will take down Abolics. Acells now is gone. It's going to be a 1v2. This is where you need to hit a shot. Help Bronny out. Force a 1v. I know Bronny could probably do it himself, but that long shot has so much value if you could just connect. That's going to be 1 player down and finish. Zoom now on the other side. Will the body shot come in?
The down.
And there's the down. Well done. He needed that help.
and Bronny played it fantastically. He had to sit on that edge of the cover, so the back end that he got, that kill cleanup was perfect, just like the shot precision hit in the close range right here. You know, he was able to get the down from Bronny beforehand, and he has hit key shots, rather if it's body shots or head shots.
Yep.
Make that another headshot.
Yep. Back to the respawn screen. Morality goes. And the lead for VQ continues to grow. Zoom, not having a good time either. He's got to wait for his teammates to spawn back up. 2 and 3 are pinned back at Delta, maybe thinking VQ goes for the domination attempt. Abolics is down low. Where does he go? What's the game plan? Ooh, jeez.
Acells, like anything you could do, I can do better.
They can't catch a break? Like, okay, Zoom does get... Okay, he gets one. If Precision pushes that and takes down Zoom and gets the team pickup, I would have... Okay, so well done. Okay, Zoom is starting to step it up. He needed to.
You know, Precision, I feel like he's about to come off the respawn with some vengeance there. He seemed kind of lackluster on that fight, but Bronny's turn to get the scope to get some headshots. The whole team is passing around a wig stick. Next up online is going to be Hndles. But do they really need the snipe? Because they're shotties the way they're hitting.
I want to see Bronny use this as a snipe or as a shotty. Oh, he just missed that head. Oh, and he doubles back and still picks it up. Bronny, big boy. Zoom falls. Sniper's back out. You said what?
VQ is absolutely vibing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they're kicking it. It's a walk in the park. You know, you get a sniper on a map, they pick up all 3 in a round. Oxygen wasn't even able to contest it right there. They barely was able to leave their spawn. VQ set up in a 2-to-1, in a 2-to-1, and with all the kills that came through, they felt comfortable. They knew Hndles was okay on the home hill. They got multiple snipes. It worked out for them.
All right. So we placed a snipe down low. What is the next thing for Oxygen? I don't know.
Man, they may need to take the fight back to Overlook or put something on range. I'm not sure. But
well, honestly, range wouldn't be a bad idea.
At this point, they set the pace of the map by putting a sniper down low. They just need to build off of that round by round, make adjustments, play off VQ's maybe overconfidence on some of these rounds. Because like I said, they are vibing. And when you're vibing, you challenge any fight because you know your teammates got your back, and it's a very low chance that you're going to lose it.
All right. Abolics taking that early spot. Now, Precision picked up a 2-piece last time here. He might be able to do it just again. There's going to be the utility. Precision goes for the damage. Abolics is going to be dropped, even though he picks up the long shot. I think he got a backpack, so good. At least good for him to do that. But either way, VQ is looking to maybe attempt the domination. They're going to hop off of F. Player 8 is going to join in for the Wolfpack onto E. Getting this neutral is going to be important. Getting that overlook spot is obviously critical. Bronny needs to pick up Rocky. He's going to do so. And that's going to be 2 out of the way. Abolics and Zoom last alive. Bronny's going to break out, go over towards D, check to see if anybody from Oxygen is going for the overextension. He knows, no, they're not. Player 7's now going to join them. They're going to push 2 strong over. But either way, VQ gets what they wanted. They win the overlook fight. They get the 2-to-1. And now it's business as usual. They're setting up defensively.
All right. So in a 2-to-1 hill setup, they're feeling comfortable. We saw this the previous round as well. We saw Oxygen take multiple attempts at trying to break it. Luckily, this time around, they don't have to deal with the sniper, and there's plenty of time on the clock where they may be able to get it themselves to retake this E hill. But that's a lot of time that may go by, and then 2-to-1 hill setup. VQ is just going to solidify this series if it does go to distance like that. But it only takes one perfect push, right, guys? It only takes one team fight to be won to trip cap dominate your opponent. But we'll see if Oxygen can do that.
Morality setting up for the fresh snipe. Whenever that does come into play, I'll take a quick peek and definitely see. So snipe will be back up in about 30 seconds. That's too long to just sit there and be out of commission. You need to join your team and definitely help them out. He's going to go ahead and rotate up to overlook. And like you said, it takes one good push. It truthfully does. But I'm going to tell you something, Blaze. Oxygen needs that one good push. This is their opportunity to take the win condition back. And it's going to be just barely, even if they do. Abolics takes down 1. That's has Precision out of the way. Here comes the 2-1. Is it enough? It's not. They're going to need to get at least a decap on D for just a little bit. But they might be able to make it work. Snipe is now up. Who gets it? Anybody double back? Nope, not just yet. They got to focus on this hill.
Yeah, they definitely have to focus on this hill. They may need one decap, may need two, but look how fortified VQ is. These players are going to be peppered up before they get into any fight. Bronny backs up. He's going to throw a few back A's around his corner. His teammates got some Lancer fire. Beautiful kill from Zoom. Hndles goes down as well. And Zoom is going to get the decap that his team needs. They have a chance. Oh,
now player eight. And Precision too.
And then Precision goes off as well.
Yeah. It had to be perfect, Blaze. It had to be. And you mentioned it. You've been saying it all night, right? Making the perfect play. And I will say, for Oxygen, they just about made that play. But at the end of the day, VQ was ready.
Brains to do so.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too hard.
5-1, 2-0, and a 10-1 round count in total. VQ's ready for the major. I mean, that they just made it very apparent there. They are not holding back at all. They are looking good. They're looking so good.
Yeah, man. And, you know, on this one, Precision is going to be the team MVP by a few points there. VQ 2-0 in the series. It's 10-1, you guys. And now, you know, we go back and we look on it. And just their dominance over this series, I don't know how much more is it to talk about, Taylor, when it comes down to what Oxygen could have did right, what VQ did right. I think they showed us a masterclass on how to play Harbor, about winning your initials, covering every single lane, and moving up as a unit. All right, winning team fights, winning advantages with your numbers whenever you have them. Even if it's two players alive on a map and you think you could trip cap dominate, don't get lazy. Go win the 4v2, win another 4v2, win another one if you have to, but continue to play together. We saw that type of action on Harbor. Then we come on over towards Training Grounds, where the initial team fight resembles a lot of Harbor. They win those engagements up top. They get the power weapon. They make it as difficult as possible for their opponent to regain any type of map position, especially any elevated map position in that VQ already has in their favor. And so with the experience that they have and the pressure and how flawlessly they played, it wasn't much Oxygen can do. They got suffocated. And in the end, you know, they're going to have to worry about relegation if Noble makes it out.
It's true. That is true. Noble, a little bit safer at this point. Oxygen, we'll see if they'll have better luck in their future series. But at least for this one, it's done 10-1. And while you were saying that whole speech at the end, I was just watching that top five. That top five was Precision with the snipes, Bronny doubling back, picking up some big eliminations. And you know what? Bronny's been a key player on multiple rosters. You know, the People's Champs, even though they didn't have a good season in Split 1. He was still there. We knew he was incredible. Hayabusa Black earlier in the Challenger Series. Thus, just this split, incredible. Even before that, I believe, was he on Papa Chocolate Milk? I'm trying to think. But regardless, though, Bronny is just that guy. And you know, I think more important, we talk a lot about Bronny New Edition. It's fair enough. But the thing that I'm seeing, at least me personally, Blaze, I don't know if you agree, VQ is looking comfortable. That's the thing that's really, like, it's okay if Bronny pops off and goes big as an individual. But I think collectively, VQ looks as if they never skipped a beat now. This is like the most comfortable I have seen VQ in some time.
And they got a few more days to go to just kind of build off the comfort level in which they already have. And I know I did get an update that Noble did take down Dream Conspiracy. So they won that series. And we'll see how their matchups play out tomorrow.
We definitely will see. Noble, again, that much safer. They need
to
win.
If they want to win.
Well, that's the big thing. You know, does Noble want to win? They haven't wanted to win so far. They've got some big changes, but the opportunity has presented itself. They just have to want to take it.